Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of the PokerGO podcast. My name is Donnie Peters, and this is Tim Duckworth, and we have half of a great episode on tap for you today because somebody, me, is going to bring the energy, and somebody, him, is a Debbie Downer over here. Unbelievable. This guy, let me tell you guys, I'm about 3 inches from looking for a new podcast host because I can't handle it. I can't handle it. He tells me I'm this close. I'm this close. Right. I'm this close. I'm this close from putting it on LinkedIn. New podcast host is needed. Maybe I'll just pluck someone out of the crowd. Whatever, maybe. I come back here. The guy's like, let's go this, that, and the other thing. The guy's like, we don't want to do hand histories. Let's do this 10-minute episode. Like it's the main event, Timothy. Okay, the main fucking event. Let's go. This is the time. If you're not alive now, you ain't going to be alive in poker, okay? And you, of all people, you are going to play the main event, correct?
We'll see.
See, this guy doesn't even know if he's going to play it. He's going to play it, okay? He's going to play it. And you know what? It's a long, fucking grueling day of poker, so you need to have energy at the end of it. And if you can't even make it through a simple... If you can't even sit through a simple work day, how are you going to make it through the greatest tournament in the world, buddy?
What do you mean? Come on. First of all, you couldn't find anyone in the world that could tolerate you every night during the World Series of Poker. So go put that on LinkedIn and see how many cricket responses you get. So
that's fine. That's fine. You know what?
I'll do it solo. Maybe you'll appreciate me.
I'll do it solo, okay?
You know, then I'll do it solo. I'll do another one. So we'll have a podcast for.
Yeah. And mine will be an actual podcast, and yours will just be lists of shit, okay? Okay? That is exactly what's going to happen.
Top 5 with Tim. It's great.
Yeah. I got a top 5 reasons to get a new podcast host, okay? 1, lack of energy. Come on.
Mentally, I'm there. Physically, I'm not. I'm just mentally trying to prepare myself for 50 minutes of you, like, going through, like, this 3-bet hand in level 2.
Here's the deal, everyone. There are going to be hand histories on this episode. If you don't like that, shut the damn thing off, okay? But we're going to talk about it because I played the main event, and this is my podcast, and I will do what I want to do, okay? So I am going to tell hand histories, okay? I played the main event. I was out there battling while you were doing God knows what. Okay,
I got a massage today. Actually.
Yeah, exactly. Got a massage. And the guy can't even do an hour-long podcast. I mean,
an hour long.
Soft?
Oh my
how
God.
Soft are you?
An hour?
How soft is this guy? How soft? Rich, put it right here. Right here, Rich. How soft is Tim? Just put it right here. I don't like whatever it is. All he does all day is do freaking JCPenney photo shoots, walks around, fixes his hair. Like,
what do you mean? I had a hat on today. I can't fix my hair when you have a hat on.
It's unreal. It's unreal. We're going to talk about day 2, the first day 2 of the World Series of Poker main event. We got Cary Katz, El Jefe himself. He finally won a gold bracelet. Shaun Deeb was denied in the 1K no limit hold'em, and then Tim put community cards in big capital letters.
It's always big. You know what? The community's always worth big capital letters.
The community is worth big capital letters. That is very true. And speaking to that community, please like, subscribe, follow, rate, review, share, whatever the heck you got to do it because it does help us grow. If you're listening, you can leave us 5 stars or whatever rating you can. You can leave a review on the show. You can like it. You can subscribe to it, all that good stuff. If you're on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the PokerGO channel, drop us a comment, please. Let's go. We love hearing from you guys, even if it is from afar. If you want to email us, you can do that too, podcast@pokergo.com. One of us will respond to you, okay? We always like to respond to our fans. We like to see what you guys are doing. I know everyone in the poker world cannot be here, but it is certainly the best time of the year. All eyes and ears are fixated on the WSOP main event. So if you're watching from afar, hit us up. Let us know how you're feeling about it. What do you think? What are the big stories? What are you most looking forward to for the next week and a half of this thing? So podcast@pokergo.com if you want to email us. Of course, you can DM us on Twitter as well. I'm Donnie_Peters. He's Tim__Duckworth. If you want to play with us, then head on over to playpokergo.com. It is free online poker. We have been battling in the free roll streets. They have 1 million gold free rolls every hour on the half hour. Remco has been in the free rolls as well. So has producer Rich. So the free rolls, they're going off. It's free online poker. It's fun. We play it legit. We play it real. We try and best each other, have the bragging rights, all that sort of stuff. So if you're looking for some fun and you want to play with us, playpokergo.com. We will likely be in those free rolls. Again, that's on the hour. That's every hour on the half hour. Real players, real hands, real fun. Like you, like me, like Tim, like Remco, like producer Rich. All of us, we're on playpokergo.com. You can also download it to your iOS device or your Android device. WSOP main event statistics, buddy. Statman, are you ready to go? You need a Red Bull? Come on.
I need my bed. That's what I need.
You know what you need to do? Before you do the podcast, you just got to bust out 10 push-ups. It gets the blood flowing. It really does.
I do 10 right now. I'm pretty out of shape. Stats. Not so sure I have the right data. I love the app, but it makes it complicated with these multi-flights because this is how I interpret it. If you guys playing along at home, you can see what your thoughts are. I'm going to just double check it right now. So
I'll tell you one thing about the app. Whatever this update is where you can search by chip count,
I don't mind
that's very weird and not needed.
So it says 9,149 entrants. That says
when you click on what are you clicking on?
Whether you click on day 2 ABC or you click on day 2 D, that's what it says.
What if you click on day 3?
I'm assuming it says the same. I didn't even get that far.
Okay, anyway. Go ahead.
Now it just went up 9,150. So I think that's the overall field size. Now, doing a little bit of math, doing a little bit of calculation, taking the starting players from day 2 D, I have 190 already registered for day 2D. Okay, comparing that to 2024, we had 618. So I feel that's on par. Taking a look to
where are we at right now? What's the number?
Just give me some. I just said it. 9,150.
Just give me the number.
9,150.
I would like everyone to. I'm 1 second. I would like everyone to email in. Is it worse listening to my hand histories or this buffoon fumble through these numbers? Okay, tell me.
I've been pretty clear.
Podcast@pokergo.com. Please let us know.
You're not even listening.
Continue, sir. Continue.
My calculations then say that today we got 266 entrants.
Okay.
Which is up 60 players from last year. So that's a good sign. Kind of what we thought. 1320 made it through to day 3. That is, less than last year. Like I said, kind of correlates that players are playing a little faster, a little more aggressive to try and accumulate chips. So everything we've kind of touched on is following suit here. If everything is kind of follows, it looks like, 9,800. Just seems to be kind of where everything's trending to as of right now, looking at everything, interpreting all the data. But hey, maybe we get some crazy kids like me buying in tomorrow, and instead of getting 600-700, we get 8,000, 1,000 players, and we kind of hit that 10,000 and push for a new record. So, but yes, like we kind of touched on, year-on-year growth since we moved here to the Horseshoe on day 2 ABC, and then obviously we're going to see on Monday how day 2D goes with late entrants. But like we said last year, 618 is the number to beat.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to get there, to be honest. 618. It feels like I think it'll get 6. I think it'll get 705. That's what I think. 705.
You think we get 705 new players tomorrow?
Yeah, that's my number.
So we already have.
Where would that put us?
190, right? So add on to 9,150. That gets us 9,665.
Yeah.
Let's say if we can get to 1,000, which is a very big jump. We're still under 10K, right? 9,960. So I think, if we talked about 5 weeks ago, I think our numbers were on the lower side. We've brought them up slowly, week by week.
I was 10,633.
Not from the start, though. I'm saying early on we were low. We were kind of.
I did. I should have stuck
at the
to
10K.
my guns.
Yeah, we should have stayed there. But who knows, right? we could get 1,000 players tomorrow. We could get 700 players tomorrow, and that 300 is going to make a big difference. We don't know about all these, the 160 all-ins that are still running. Who knows with the landmarks? Maybe everyone's saving for day 2D.
I'm gonna throw out a suggestion.
Mhm.
I know I put this in our group chat because we were discussing it, but those 160, what are they, all-in satellites? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
I don't know why there aren't more price points. Why isn't there $5, $20, like literally every price point, and they just go off when they fill? I mean, hell, do one for a freaking $1. I just do a whole bunch of them.
I think the reason they have
obviously you can't do one for $1, but you know what I mean.
Well, I guess you definitely could.
Well, you're not going to get. I don't think you're going to get 10,000 people in it.
No, for those that don't understand, the 160s, you register. They have a 64 player cap. They do have a set time they go off. So a lot of those, we're talking about a week ago, were full for a whole day. They have a set time, and now I think the reason is so that people can sweat it. To be honest, now you and me might not care. I obviously recorded the first video only because it came up on my screen while I was working. I was like, "Oh, this is cool." So I think that's the reason they set the time. Now I've had one cancel on me. I played one, didn't fill. I got a refund.
Yeah, but okay, I also don't understand that. Why does it need to start at a certain time?
Just like I said, just to sweat it. I think.
Yeah, but okay, it is 2025. Correct?
I think so.
Okay, so as soon as it goes off, just send the person a push notification or whatever the heck to their phone, and then they can pull it up and sweat it. Hey, your all-in satellite is starting in 5 minutes. Boom, good to go.
That might be too complicated for the platform. But that is a much better idea than
because I don't think you should have. I think you should just have them open, and when they fill, that's when they go off.
Yeah, I agree with that because then you can have the different price points.
Yeah, because then you could have a $40 one with 250 people. Yeah. You could easily get 250.
I think you could go down to 20.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah,
like
500 people.
You could do a $1 one, but like it could take a whole year to fill. So like that's the only problem. But yeah, I think they should definitely do more price points. You could do higher price points too. Why couldn't they do 320? 32 players, like why do they have to make it only 160? It's kind of like the like the single table flips. Remember when they used to do that? They've done it at the studio too. $1,000 flips, whoever wins gets in.
Yeah,
you could do that on those too. Like for WSOP, it's getting more people in the event, generating more satellite entrants, and we always talk about this. You can say we've hit 2,000 satellite entrants. It's February 15th, and then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, this World Series is going to be huge."
Mm-hmm.
So you could definitely, if I was WSOP.com Cesar for the day, this is one of the first things I would change.
Yeah,
among a lot of other things, but this would be one of the big ones.
I know we said it before the summer, coming into everything.
Mm-hmm.
I know we probably said it at the beginning of the summer as well. Even if this thing gets, let's just throw a number out there, 9,500. I'm not going to sit there and look at it like, oh my god,
massive failure.
It's a failure.
Yeah,
oh my god, shout out massive. It's not. It's 9,500 for a 10K. It's enormous. It's still very, very good. Would we all like to have another record? It's fine. Like for it to be a failure, it needs to get what? 8,000, and we're already past that, so it doesn't matter.
I would say that if anything, a low number, a sub 10,000 number would be mainly more just a little deflating, for what's been happening this World Series with big numbers, what's been happening around the world, happening on the PGT with numbers climbing. It'd be just deflating, but still.
Yeah, but that was all that sort of stuff. I feel like happened before we really got into it with a lot of the political stuff. Europeans possibly not coming over. Like I don't know. That's kind of my feeling on things.
The most important thing though about this year's WSOP Main Event.
What's that?
Well, we already hit 8,696 entrants, which means the WSOP has awarded $1.5 billion in prize pools in the 56-year history of the WSOP. That's cool. Either way, I guess we're going to see on day 2D. Feels like it's going to fall short, but you just never know, right? Like we never thought it was going to break the record last year.
Fall short. It's going to fall short of the
record. Yeah, because I think we've set the precedent to be like trying to push the record every year. That's always probably the goal with any event, right? We do it on the PGT. What did we have in this event last year? Oh, we had 120. Okay, we want 121. We always want to beat the record.
Yeah, of
right?
course.
So just like when you're doing anything in life, lifting weights, you're just trying to PB every day.
I would be curious to like be a fly in the wall of the conference room when they're breaking down the reasons as to why the number comes in at where it comes in at. Because they don't release everything, right? Yeah. Like one of the big things that we talked about, are uniques basically staying the same, or are they even slightly down? And just it's the reentries that are up, mainly because some of the additional starting flights and stuff. Like how does that play out? Like, I don't think we get those numbers fully released. So we'll see. Again, just anecdotally, I feel like we have fewer Europeans here, which, that's a big group of people. I definitely feel like we have, again, today, I had I think 3 Japanese players at my table. Like, I feel like the Japanese players are coming out. Like, it's that region is ready to explode. I very much believe it. So yeah. Anything else on the numbers?
Not on the numbers. We're going to obviously have final numbers tomorrow, and we can take a bigger, longer look at it. Obviously, I have there's some complications with how many exactly today, how many exactly
complications.
I want some confirmation, maybe from KevMath or maybe from the WSOP social team, exactly, the numbers for these extra two fights.
All right, so we're at 9,149, 150, whatever. We're over 9,000.
Yep.
How many are going on to day 3 right now?
I mean, it's still, it's still gonna
1,300.
I lost all my windows. Sorry, there it is.
This guy.
I have 4 windows.
Go have more massages.
1320 have gone through from today.
Okay.
Or day 1, day 2 ABC. Now that is down from last year. And that, like I said, it kind of doubles down on people playing a little bit more aggressive, I think, to
So when's the money bubble going to get hit?
At this rate, if we're talking like that 9,600-ish or anywhere under 10,000, I think it could very possibly be late day 3.
Okay.
The downside with late day 3 means we potentially, and this happened, I believe, 2 years ago, we turned 10 hours of play, right? 5 levels. But, you add the dinner break, you add all the other breaks. You go on the bubble, that last block, the last 2 hours sometimes can become 3 or 4 hours. So now we're talking 12 levels of play, plus breaks. We're talking 14 hours, everyone's sitting here. For our selfish production side, now we're playing big overtime. For players, that's just 14 hours. That's just a long time. Same with dealers, same with all the WSOP stuff. So there is a world where, hey, that also, the other thing with that is that if you play that late, if you play to 3 a.m., now we have to start maybe 2 p.m. the next day. So now we've lost the level throughout the entire event, and we're going to have to play catch up somewhere else. So if WSOP is smart, if we can convince them, we would bag, unfortunately, very close to the money late on day 3.
Ideally, how many off would you bag?
You have to be safe.
If you were in charge,
if I was in charge,
20 off, 50 off.
Well, if I was in charge, the structure would be different, so we'd be making the money. But in the current climate,
what would you change about the structure?
I think we've talked about this. Like, I would play 90s on day 1, get an extra level in. Look, just a little tweak there is just huge, and same on day 2 is huge. 90 minutes until registration closes. That's all we need. I think you want to bag it 15 from the money for pure safety. If you want to get real, if you want to nail it exactly and be 4 off and you just have a miscount and now you're in the money, that's a really bad look. So bagging 15 off, you get the chips, you do the redraw, you count everything, you know exactly where the open seats are.
Well, there should for sure be no miscount with the app.
No, incorrect, because it's still rely on the dealer having to bust the player out. It's just the same as a
they've been, I think,
very
good
if
with
you don't, if look, let's say you get to it and there could be some bust outs still logged that the TD has to actually bust out. Does that make sense? Like the dealer busts a guy out, or but the TD has to then verify that player is eliminated to circumvent any mistakes. So if you call it too early, like if you call it too late, and there's still people in the log, that's where it could be tricky. But this is going to be all time, right? Like if you're 20 off and you're about to hit the end of the day, like you just bag them up. You don't play like 10 minutes just to get down to 15. If you're, if you're halfway through the level, 15 off, well, hey, let's just play it through. Let's just try and get there. So we'll have to make that decision on the day. But yeah, I could see it happening night of day 3. But for everyone's, I think, sanity, day 4 morning would be perfect.
All right. That sounds good to me. Well, are we streaming to when the start of day 4?
Yes, I think that was a late change from our team. I'm going to pull it up here. Day 4, we are going to start at 12 p.m. cards in the air, 1 o'clock stream, do 3 levels, take our dinner break, come back for the final 2 levels. So
got it.
That's also the same with day 3. So day 3 and day 4 is basically our full coverage, and we're going to catch the bubble somewhere. Just depends which day that is and which segment that kind of falls in.
Alexei Kravchuk looks to be the current chip leader with almost 1 million.
It's a lot of chips.
At least according to Poker News, 937,500 is what they have them at. Also, Poker News they have it at through the day 1s and today's date or yesterday's day 2 flight. They have it at 8694, the total number. They have 265 from today. And it was 206 last year.
I have 266 today. That's what I'm saying. Like it's hard. You have to kind of take off this number, then take off the next number. So I really want to see.
Got it.
We want definite confirmation on all this. But what number? They have a total of 8,600 players.
Yeah, but they haven't included anything from day 2D.
Yeah, but that's only 188 at this stage. So that number's
look
a real
at
whack.
It's on there. Look at the thing.
No, I get it. But I just,
I'm just telling you it's on their thing.
Who wrote it?
I don't know. I don't like to out people.
Oh, I'll out them right now.
How do you know they did the table?
No, I know. I'm comparing it to mine right now.
I'm just going to do some math.
Okay. 923, 634, correct. 10967. See, they have 798. The app says 797. That was a correction today.
Wait, hold on.
That was a correction today. So Poker News need to fix that. 1C, 1249. That's what I have. They have 3776. See, that's 2 lighter than mine. So was that another correction that was late?
I just added up their numbers and it does not equal what they have there. So I added up the 923, 1096, 1678, 4997, and 265, and that gives me 8,959.
And then you add the 188. That's from tomorrow. That's about the 9150 that we
9147.
Yeah. Well, they have two. They're too light on day 1D for my numbers, but like I said, they made there was an adjustment to the clock for 1B that I caught, which they haven't done on theirs. So like I said, we need these confirmed by someone.
Well, yeah, WSOP is the one to confirm. So Alexei Kravchuk bagging the chip lead. It looks like 937,500. Randall Locke is also up there, big on in chips. Eric Bunch, David Cabrera Pollup, Thomas Etienne, Marte, Sandberg, Juliette Hegedus. She made the final table of the ladies' championship, I believe. Who else? Braxton Dunaway, he's a bracelet winner. Susan Faber, she's a bracelet winner. Bin Wang, looks like he's got 500,000. James Ops, your boy, he's doing well. Chris Hunikin doing well. Who else? I think I saw Kevin Gerhardt was in there with some chips. Jesse Simon, PokerGO shop giveaway, won his main event seat via the PokerGO shop. He is in there. He is also doing well. He's bagging up quite nicely. I think he's got 350 to 400 in that range. Michael Baldwin, a PokerGo annual subscriber who won a seat via the annual subscriber giveaway. He bagged up same kind of a stack, 350 to 400. Talked with him a little bit after play. So this is why you guys need to get in on the giveaways, because then you can be in there with a boatload of chips heading through to day 3 of the WSOP main event. Looks like Michael Mizrachi might have bagged some chips. Did Dean Eggs? Did he get through?
I did not see his name, but that doesn't mean he didn't get through.
What does that mean he didn't get through?
I said that doesn't mean that he didn't get through.
But it's Daniel Negreanu.
I get that.
Why didn't he get through?
I'm not saying he didn't. I'm saying,
but why didn't he get
his
in there?
name?
I don't see it either. I just tried to control F. I didn't see it.
No, go to the top and click the search button.
Where's that? Yeah, but I didn't want to go there because I don't know if these are all updated.
Oh.
So I went to the post that has the end of day chip counts to see if they put it in there. That's what I did.
I see.
All right, who else we got? Well, let's go to the eliminated. How about that? Alex Kulev. This is all according to Poker News. Alex Kulev, Dylan Smith, John Hennigan, Billy Baxter, Key Win. Why does it say WC?
World champ.
Oh. Is there another Key Win?
Well, you might gloss over the fact that he's
no, Key Win is the freaking world champ. Okay. Come on, man. Jonathan Little, Scott Blumstein, WC. Like, come on, man. These people, they got banners over here. We don't got to tell people that they're world champs. These are world champs.
I don't know how switched on you are tonight.
Shut up. Anna Marquez, Max Coleman, Caitlin Kametsky, Alex Ponikovs. What?
There's a good one coming.
Matt Salzberg, Tristan Wade, Jao Samau, Michael Adamo, John Reardon, Philip Sternheimer, Colby Covington, Eric Baldwin, Aaron Kupin, Craig Chait, and Andre Kari.
No, it was in the people that bagged. But you went off Poker News instead of my list.
What am I looking at?
Max.
Huh?
Max.
WSOP WC. Oh my God, you're such an idiot. That's not true. That's not. They're not. I don't think you're not a world champ.
Yeah, no, but you get what I was trying to say.
No, I don't get what you were trying to say.
He's a champ.
All right. Yours truly also bagged 47,500, baby. Tim's about to go to sleep because I'm going to tell some hand histories. I'm not going to do a lot today.
Oh my God. Praise the Lord, baby Jesus.
I started the day with 35,800. I got down to around 24,000. And then I quickly started to run it back up. The first level was relatively uneventful. Got down. I think I went to the first break with, I got down, and then I got back up to 40K. I went to the first break with exactly 40,000. And then the second level of the day, I went all the way up to 167.5.
Huge. You told me that, I was like, no way. You gotta be lying.
And I did it without showdown.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, it was incredible level. Well, this hand from the first level was against our buddy, the King.
The King?
John Reardon. I opened the cutoff seat with Queen Jack of Diamonds, min raised to 1,600. Blinds were 4-8. Reardon on the button. He made it 4,800. It folded back to me. I called. It comes Jack, 6, deuce, 2 clubs, 1 diamond. I check. He bets 2,500. I call. Turn is the 9 of diamonds, now giving me a diamond draw. I check. He goes 4,500. I call. River, deuce of hearts pairs the board. It goes check, check. And he mucked his hand after that one. Would have been a very interesting decision on the river should he gone for it, because he can obviously have better jacks. He can have aces, kings, queens. So yeah, that would have been a big test. But thankfully, he checked behind, and I didn't have to have that decision, and I just collected the chips. This hand happened. This kind of started my little spin up here in the second level of the day. I mean, this hand was freaking, as far as I'm concerned, is 2007 poker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to out the guys at my table, but there were 2 guys that were for sure playing like 2007 to 2010 poker. Like big raises pre-flop, big bets on the flop, not really paying attention to like board textures. Like they were just betting their hands. So what was it? It was 4-8. Then yeah. So it's 500, 1,000. Guy makes it 3,400. 3.4x.
Okay, I love it.
So it folds to me in the big blind. I have ace queen offsuit.
How many bigs?
I had, let me see, 34. I had like four. Yeah, I had a little over 41 bigs, 41 or 42 bigs.
So you call.
I call. It comes queen high, queen 10-7 with 2 hearts. I check.
You bet 7K.
6K. And I'm like, I'm like, all right. I'm like, let's, if you want to play big pot poker, let's just play big pot poker. Check raised to 15.
Why you let him hang himself? Fucking jacks.
He snaps, like immediately grabs the chips and throws them in. Okay, cool. Turns the 8 of diamonds. I'm just like, all right, I'm all in. 20,600. I had to endure a 5-minute tank. And honestly, at first I was like, okay, shout out Ben Lamb. I was like, faded the snap. Yeah. Okay. Then he kept thinking it. I was like, this guy actually might have a better hand somehow, some way. No way. Bro, trust me. Like as I watched him play throughout the day, like there's a chance he could have had a better hand here, which is wild to me. But anyway, he ends up folding. I get that one through. So amazing. Then I play this hand. This guy in the cutoff seat had been opening quite a bit from late position. Folds to him. It's the same level, 500, 1,000. He makes it 2,200. I'm in the small blind with ace 9 offsuit. I elect to 3-bet to 7,500. He calls. It comes queen, jack 8, rainbow. I kind of think he's all over that. And I, in a way, I was like kind of done with the hand. So I just check. He checks back, turns a 10. I get a straight. I bet 8K. He calls. River's a jack. I go for 11K. He thinks for a little while and ultimately folds his hand. So I won that one. Then I won a hand where same guy opens to 2,300. I call the cutoff seat. He was in the hijack. I called the cutoff seat with ace queen off again. Ace queen was very on day one. It was kings. We're like the hand. The ace queen a lot today. Okay, like a lot of action with ace queen. I call in position from the cutoff seat with ace queen off. Flop comes ace king 9, 2 hearts. I have the queen of hearts. He checks. I go 3,000. He calls. Turn is the ace of hearts. Or sorry, turn is the ace of diamonds. My fault. I wrote that down wrong on my notes. Turn is the ace of diamonds. I make trip aces now. He checks. I go 8,000. He calls. River is the 3 of diamonds. So the hearts miss. He checks. I jam for his remaining 18K. He tanks for a minute or two and folds. And I hit 100K after that hand. I ended up winning a bunch more pots. Get up to 167,000, which is where I went to break with. And then I come back and the next 3 levels were just, I mean, I know I got up to 160. I know I started the day with 35.8. I got all the way up to 167.5. And I didn't really have to show any hands down in that second level, which was great. Now, I did have it a lot too, so I kind of wanted to show down, but whatever. I didn't get called anyway, but the pots were still pretty big. And then after that, I mean, I could like just not win a hand, could not do anything. And there was one hand where I probably could have went broke if the guy played his hand more aggressively. We're 7-handed at the table, or 8-handed at the table, sorry. I opened from the hijack seat to 2,500. We're playing 600, 1,200 with king 5 of spades. The cutoff calls and the big blind calls. It comes king 10-5 with 2 clubs. So I flop top and bottom pair. And there's 2 clubs out there. Big blind checks. I go for 4,000. Cutoff calls, like very quickly calls. Big blind folds. Turn is the 6 of diamonds. It's now 2 clubs and 2 diamonds. I go for a larger sizing because it's very draw heavy here. I go 20K. He pretty quickly calls. River is the ace of diamonds. Backdoor diamonds come in. And I'm like, he can have like some combos of queen jack here. He could have queen jack of diamonds, for example. He could have queen jack of clubs. So yeah, I go for check. He snap checks back. He has a set of tens.
Jesus.
So like if he like raises the flop, we might just get it in. So thankfully it was a big pot that I lost. I lost almost 30,000 chips there, but I was kind of like, oh, I could have like, and in my head, when he calls the flop bet, I'm like, put the 5 of clubs on the turn, like give him his flush, give me my full house. But of course that would have doomed me, right? So there was that. I did win. I think really the only pot that I won in the last 3 levels was this hand where the cutoff opened to 3K. I call ace queen off again from the big blind. It comes king queen 3 with 2 diamonds. I check call small 2,000. Turn is a 7. It goes check check. River's another 7. I check. He bets 8,000. I call. He's got just ace 9 for ace high. So that. And then the final level, I lost this hand, which this was like against this blaster guy. This other guy makes it 4,000. We're playing 1,000, 2,000. Final level of the night. This guy makes it 4,000. I make it 11,000 with queens. Blaster dude just quickly calls in the big blind. He's just calls. When he calls here, he can have kings. He can have ace king because he played hands like this where he had those hands, like just calling 3 bets. Like there's at times when like people raised and he 3 bet with those hands, yes. And he finished with a lot of chips today, maybe 300, maybe 400. But there were also times where like he opened and like somebody 3 bet him and like he would like just call with the kings or just call with the ace king. So like I don't know if he was like I think he was just wanted to kind of see safe-ish flops. I think that was his mentality. So he calls out of the big blind. The other guy calls as well. So it comes ace high. It comes ace 10 6 with 2 hearts. I don't have the queen of hearts. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Just checks around. Turn is an 8. It's actually a second spade. It checks around again. River's the 3 of hearts. And I was basically in the mode of I just want to try and get my hand to showdown here somehow. River's the 3 of hearts. The hearts come in and he just bombs out 15K from the big blind. And I thought about it for a while. The other guy folded. I thought about it for a little while and I was like, he has like just ace king, ace jack here. Like, I mean, he can have ace queen too, but yeah, if I had a heart, maybe it's different, but I didn't have a heart. So I ended up just folding. So there was that. And then kind of one of the last hands of the night, I opened button with king 4 off to 4K. Big blind calls. It comes 10 7 5 rainbow. He checks. I check back. Turn is a king. He checks. I bet 4K. He goes 16K. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, all right, I call. River's a 9. He checks. I check. He is 7-5 for flop 2 pair. So I lose that. So it was a lot of that stuff where I couldn't really win hands. I was making some hands, but they were kind of always second best. There was other times when like I was kind of trying to enter pots and like, I might call a raise or I might open and then, somebody with 3 bet or, whatever. And I couldn't really get involved. So I'm just like slowly was just like dwindling. And I end up on 47,500. So, I mean, all things considered, I felt strong about my play. I felt confident in the stuff that I was doing. So whereas day 1, I kind of felt like there was a lot of questions I had coming out of it that I needed to like go back and look at. Here, I was just very confident with these players and how they were playing that I feel good about things. Now, things didn't go my way. I got up really well to 167.5 and I just really slowly declined for the next 6 hours. But I also feel like that hand with the king 5 against the 10s, like I was ready to like play a massive pot with this guy. And like if he plays it differently or if he maybe raises me or whatever, then maybe we just get the money in and I'm like out or I have like 10K left or whatever it is. So there was definitely kind of some spots like that. So yeah, I feel very fortunate to be bagging for day 3. I mean, I'll try and spin it up again. We come back to 2,500 big blind. So, it's not the absolute worst thing in the world. I wish I had the 167 that I had, but I mean, shit happens. I still got 19 big blinds to work with. If I can snatch a double up early, I'm going to be cooking with 40 big blinds, and that's a boatload in the main. But these guys today, I mean, there was one Japanese kid. I got to shout this kid out. God damn it. It's on my phone. It's always on my phone. It's always on my phone. I don't have any way to look him up. I can't look him up. That's a bummer. I wish I could look him up. I thought this kid played incredible. I'm pretty sure he bought in today because he came to our table in the empty seat with 60K. So he bought in today, and he got down to like around 20 to 25, and he was around 20 to 25 for a large majority of the day. But he was always like, he was pretty active. He was still fighting a lot. He was a handful to deal with at all times. And he ended up finishing with, I believe, a bit over 100. He hit like the last level. He did really well. But I thought he was a really, really solid player. There were 3 or 4 players at my table that were playing like it was fucking 2007 and just like bombing these pots. Like hands were like you raise like second position and you get called like from 2 people behind you. And like it comes like 8-7-6 with a flush draw. Like as like an early position pre-flop raiser, like you should kind of have like almost no connectivity to that in a lot of spots. And it's also tricky to play out of position. But like these guys would just bomb it away. Like probably just like bombing their queens. And it's like, I'm just like, what is, I mean, I guess sometimes you just got to do that. But like, yeah, it was very interesting. It was a very interesting day. But yeah, what are you going to do? Right. So I'm on to day 3. I believe it's my second time making day 3. I've played this thing 4 times now. I was, as you guys know, a bit frustrated after day 1 with how things went there. Here, even though things ultimately didn't go my way, getting up to 167.5 and then just, steadily sliding in the other direction. I could not be happier to fucking make it through. I really couldn't. So I'll just do what I can with these 19 bigs and we'll go from there. There was a lot of times when like you're just sitting there and you just like, I saw this kid, he just gave it away. Yi Long Wang, I believe he won the 3K this year for $830,000. He gets moved to my table to the left. He plays this hand. He's playing solid. This is after John Reardon busts out. Speaking of like having shitty days, I come in with 38.5. John Reardon came in with like 85, and he just like went from 85 just like down, and then busted. Like it was just a crappy day for John, for the king. So
he'll be right,
huh?
He'll be fine.
He will be fine, yes, but still. Yi Long Wang takes his seat, playing solid. He's chipping up nicely, and then he plays this hand against the blaster guy where he just gives it away. He opens under the gun at, I want to say 600, 1200. He makes it 25, I think. Blaster guy 3-bets to 8K. It gets back to Wang. He makes it 20K. Blaster guy calls. It comes queen high, comes like queen 10, like 8 or something. I think it goes check. No, it goes bet, call, and then the turn is like a 7, and the kid bets again, and the blaster guy jams. The kid thinks forever and calls it off with king queen, and the other guy has kings. And I'm just like, what in the world just happened? What's going on? Like, but yeah, I mean, there was, yeah, I thought that was a crazy punt, and I've punted plenty with king queen, so so yeah, sweet. See, that wasn't so bad. I can't wait to hear your fucking hand histories tomorrow, buddy.
7 minutes.
Well, I folded for 85,000 hours.
That's what we got to do to cash.
You got to do what?
That's what you got to do to cash. You got to fold to the money.
You got to fold to the money.
On day 2.
You definitely got to fold to the money. All right, let's move on to the other events that happened. $2,500 no limit hold'em. Cary Katz, El Jefe himself. He wins his first WSOP gold bracelet. I have never seen Cary as excited as I saw him. Kind of did a little jump, hands up in the air, clapping, hugs all around. Even went over to that crazy Brazilian rail and was like, "Thank you guys."
Yeah,
you know, the whole thing was nuts. Maury was jumping up and down, like, you know, it was a good day. He topped a 1,299 entry field. He won $450,000. He battled.
Did you hear
what?
We all got a raise.
We definitely did not get a raise.
No, he's chopping it up amongst the team.
Oh yeah, sure.
I swear he said that when we were celebrating.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. He defeated Brazilian Breno Drummond in second place. Breno Drummond was multi-tabling between Heads Up Play.
Oh, let's see if he made it.
And the main event. He won almost $300,000 for his second place finish. The King and I, John Reardon, we're over on the other side of the room, and it was like loud chanting, and we kept saying like, "Oh, that must be bad for Cary. That must be bad for Cary."
He loved it.
No, but Cary was ahead the whole time. Like the way that they were chanting, it made it seem like the other guy was like crushing Cary.
So they were chanting for nearly everything. Cary would win a pot, they would chant. The dealer would do something, they would chant. They would call the dealer a goat, like in Brazilian. They were cheering for everything, and it was a pretty fun atmosphere.
Good.
There was one point where I think Breno won a pot, pushed the pot, the cheers. The Breno got up, he high-fived his rail. Cary got up, high-fived the rail. So it's very, like, for a heads-up match playing for $450,000, it was actually quite relaxing. But yeah, it was great rail. There's probably 30 Brazilians there. There was probably 5 PokerGo employees, and then probably 4 or 5 of Cary's close, friends and family. So it was a pretty lively rail, both sides of things. And yeah, Cary kind of broke through to win. But I kind of want to talk a little bit about Breno, because do you think it's a little unfair that it made him come back while he had to play the main?
So did they make him come back? Like, how did it go? I don't know how it went. So I need to know how the conversation went.
So the night before, we became aware that he has a stack in the next day. They went on break. So we're like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. He's got to play. They want to finish it. 5 minutes later, while in break, other people are bagging their chips. So it didn't make any sense to us. Either way, they came back at 1 o'clock. So an hour into day today to play. I thought maybe they could try and make something work with him and maybe restart at least dinner. But no, they started straight away.
But how did it work? Like, I don't know how the conversation went. Was he okay with this? Did he suggest it? There
obviously is a bit of a language barrier there, so I don't know. But I didn't see
what
him.
What sort of language barrier is there?
Well, if he doesn't speak English.
Yeah, but there's the reason why I say it like that is because there are plenty of people around here that can translate. Of course. It's not like he's the only one.
We were still there when they bagged up, and he didn't seem like bothered. It was just like he did an interview with the PokerGo Brazil team, and when he was playing, I didn't see him running to his stack. I wasn't there for every hand, but there was another match going on that was pretty important. But I didn't see him running. Like his table was actually runnable. Is that the right word? Maybe runnable. 30 feet away, so he could have done it if he really wanted to. But either way, yeah, he thought that was a bit unfair, but he still got second place, nearly $300,000. Unfortunately, did bust the main event today. So, but hey, $300K in your pocket, not too shabby.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Cary was pumped afterwards. And we can play. Let's play the final hand, and then he speaks with Natalie Bodie right afterwards.
I mean, short of you flopping a set. You got all in here. It's pocket threes versus ace jack. Pocket threes versus ace jack. Can he fade it? He can. And Cary Katz has just won his first World Series of Poker bracelet.
Let's go. Brother, you played fantastic.
What an amazing result. Cary Katz, the founder of PokerGo, has just won his first ever bracelet, event number 83. Put a bow on it. There's his son.
Maury Escanani in the background. His daughter, his wife, the family came out to support, and I know how much this means to Cary. This is absolutely phenomenal to see.
That is amazing. Yep, hugs to Maury, hugs to his wife.
Such an incredible high-stakes career up to this point, but today, your very first World Series of Poker bracelet. How would you describe the journey to get to this point?
Well, the journey's been amazing. And you know what? For me, this is just halftime. So I have another 25 years in me where I'm going to grind, and I plan on playing all the bigger events again down the road. And it was just pure joy today. I've never had so much fun in my life. It was just a complete blast. It was the amazing thing is, like, I was going to rest this weekend and just late reg the main event. And like, you know what? I feel like playing. I'm just going to jump in that Freezeout late. My wife was like really irritated. She said, you're going to play a $2,000 event instead of hang out with me? I go, I just feel compelled to play. So it actually worked out pretty well.
And as fate would have it, it leads you to your first bracelet. What does this bracelet mean to you?
That bracelet means the world to me. I was starting to think I would never get one, but you know, this was my time. I felt lucky throughout the entire tournament. I felt I'm very grateful for all the luck I had in this event, because, you know, to get through 1,299 players, I mean, you've got to, you know, it's a lottery ticket, and you got to get really, really lucky, and I drew the winning number.
Here you are on top. Well, with that, Cary, it is my honor to present to you your very first World Series of Poker bracelet. Go ahead and hold it up to that camera right there. Congratulations, Cary Katz.
He had 3 previous runner-up finishes here at the World Series. Do you know the events?
One was the 100K.
Who won it?
Not Vermeulen. Was it Kulev?
Nope.
Wait, no. Wasn't Panikaz.
Nope.
Give me one hint.
Dutch guy.
Oh my God, I can see his face right now.
Color hair does he have?
Blonde hair?
Yeah, Jans Arens.
Oh, fucking Jans Arens. Yeah, that's right.
He finished second in a 5K pot limit hold'em event.
Fucking 1985? When was that?
2013.
Damn, that's a long time ago.
And then second in a $1,500 event.
No way.
One of those events, I think it was the 1,500. He finished second to Motion Sharania.
Okay.
And then I don't know who he finished second to in the other one. Probably Steve Zolotow. Pot limit Steve Z.
Pot limit Steve Z, yeah.
So Cary finally gets his bracelet. Long time coming. It's funny that he won it in a $2,500 Freezeout. I figured he would just bink one of these 10Ks or 100Ks whatever, you know.
Probably the toughest. Probably still a tough field though. 2,500 Freezeout.
Oh yeah, very tough field for sure. We mentioned Brenner Drummond, second place. Jehoon Bayek, third place, $213,000. And Preston McEwen, fourth place for $155,000. Those were the 4 players that came back for the final day. Obviously, Cary comes out on top. Another winner was crowned today over in the 1K no limit hold'em. Zdenek Zizka. He beat the one and only Shaun effing Deeb. 1,873 entries there. Zizka wins $232,000. Shaun Deeb took second for $154K. Shaun Deeb now has a third, a second, a first, and a second. Jeffrey Tony took third, and that's important because he's a PokerGo podcast listener, baby. Let's go. $112K for Tony. And I believe Deeb stretches out his lead on the top.
I think it's an unconfirmed lead, though.
Yeah, I want to talk about it so much, but it's so difficult.
It's not difficult. You can just...
No, it's difficult.
Talk about it. Let's have a look.
It's difficult. It's not up to date.
Nope, he is on top. 3,785.7 points. Martin Kabrhel, 3,345.
No, but he was already on top. What I'm saying,
he was.
I'm pretty sure he was already on top.
Oh, okay. So you saw an update. Last update I saw, I still had Kabrhel on top.
Yeah, but I believe I want to say with the PLO win that put him on top, like because they ran the numbers.
It put him on top, but I don't think when I checked the leaderboard,
it wasn't on there, but they ran the numbers.
Okay.
And they were like, okay, now he's in first place. So now I'm thinking, how much of a gap did he push ahead of Kabrhel even further? Right. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So, and Deeb still hasn't jumped in the main event, has he?
No, and I probably don't think he will.
Well, I mean, maybe he max.
Me and him coming in together.
Maybe he max lates, right?
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, why not? I mean, obviously, there's a bunch of other stuff, but I was thinking maybe he just max lates it and tries to spin it. But yeah, anyway, congrats to Zdeněk Zizka on his first WSOP Gold bracelet. The $600 ultimate stack, 213 players remain. This is the true stack. This is the true. What did I say?
Ultimate.
Whatever. This is the freaking Losers Lounge tournament. Okay, the $600 ultimate stack. John Shorman, I think he messaged me and said, I'm in the Losers Lounge tournament. $600 ultra stack. 213 of 2,718 are remaining. Philip Pope is leading the way with 55 big blinds.
That's just day 1A, by the way. Too.
Oh, there's 1A. Oh, there's 2. Yep. Okay. David Williams, Caitlin Komeski, Menwin, David Moses, Esther Reardon, Jeff Yarchiver are all still in. Both Caitlin Komeski and Esther Reardon, I know for a fact, busted the main event, so they are, in fact, in the Losers Lounge tournament. We love you guys. We just like to make fun of this stuff. 408 are in the money. Wait, what is this? Oh, yeah. They cash in the flight.
They cash, yeah.
Sorry, I'm all over the place.
Currently guaranteed $1,359.
So are they bagged? They're
bagged.
Done.
They're done for the day, yeah.
Got it.
Yep. But day 1B of this tomorrow. So probably expect to play, 22 levels or whatever it is, get down to about 200 and something players, come back day 2, etc.
I might play this tomorrow. I'm kidding.
Let's say. Just touching back on Shaun Deeb, obviously you have this as an option for him instead of the main event. But the next day, I know we're going to touch on what's coming up. For Monday, there's only day 1B. But if we talk about Tuesday, looking forward a little further, we've got a PLO Mystery Bounty. That's on Deeb's. Also got a 5K Turbo. Another event on the Shaun Deeb schedule, probably highlighted that. So there's those 2 events that, hey, I'm going to skip the main, play these. And we look further one more day. We look at Wednesday, 50K High Roller, 3K Mid Stakes Championship. So him skip.
Yeah, but that 3K, isn't that a long tournament?
Yeah, that's the one I would expect him to miss because if he skips that, he can play a 777, he can play a 1500 PLO, he can play a 3K toss. So some of the making the decision to skip the main event for POI honors is not really horrible. If you're just basically there to accumulate more points, it does make sense to kind of skip the main, which can, essentially can lock you in for 4 days, right?
Yeah,
before you even make the money, so before you even get a single point. So look at Shaun. He's played. He won a bracelet and finished second, all within 3 days of the opening flights of the main event. So,
all right. What do we got going on Monday, July 7th? Oh, by the way, we didn't mention the time. Well, right now it's 1:47 a.m. I never mentioned the time.
We did not.
But it's 1:47 a.m. right now, and we've been going for 55 minutes. So you guys can do the math. We started at what, 12:42, something like that. We got day 2D.
Terrible.
Huh?
The math is terrible.
What do you mean?
12:42 would mean we've been recording for an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah, sorry. I know. I'm off.
12:57, buddy.
Whatever. Who cares?
I think I'm not mentally switched on. I'm here. I'm focused.
I'm so switched on that I don't care about the time.
You're adding 10 minutes.
Yeah, whatever. Who gives a shit?
Tomorrow, Monday, July 7th, like we said, day 2D of the WSOP main event. You can get in all the way until 4:40. Yes, that's right. 4:40. Also, day 1B of the 600.
Do you know that, at my table today, there were 3 people that did not know you could register still?
They're idiots.
Including John Reardon?
He's an idiot. He's a buffoon.
But I'm just saying, it's not known by everyone. I just assumed everyone just knew. I mean, if you're going to know the structure of any tournament, wouldn't you know the structure of the main event?
Mm-hmm.
And, because John was asking me I didn't know people could like still register for like multiple levels into day 2. I thought it was just day 2. I was like, no, you can come in level whatever. At level 8, you have 50 bigs.
Yeah.
Like it's a ton. And then a couple other people echoed the same thing. They had no idea. So
And you couldn't beat these idiots?
no, I could not beat these idiots, okay?
Unbelievable.
I mean, I outlasted John Reardon. Does that count? I outlasted John Reardon. I outlasted Yilong Wang, both the bracelet winners that were at my table.
Yep.
So I feel like that's a win.
You outlasted Chad Holloway.
But I couldn't beat the Chad. I mean, this guy. I heard him not. He just talked the whole time. The whole time. He was over. He
like
was
4 tables over.
He was
maybe?
like 150 feet from me.
No.
100 feet.
far.
100 feet from me. Could hear him nonstop talking.
He's a
nonstop.
talker.
He is a talker, but you know, you gotta focus. You gotta focus on the
What didn't work?
the stuff that's happening.
Yeah, that's everything that's happening on Monday.
All right. Well, it's gonna be a packed house in here. Obviously, the big day 1, the day 1D or day 2D restart. You know, is gonna be amazing. But is it void of stars? Because I feel like the Negronis, the Helmuth. I mean, Ivy already busted, but like you had all those. You had the Mizrachi, Nick Rigby. You know, like you had all them playing the earlier flights, and then they played today.
Yeah.
So who the heck is left on day for day 2D?
A bunch of different people, to be honest. But yeah, you are right. Did feel like the stars were very heavy on the opening 3 flights. But yeah, we'll see. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling the chip counts from 1C to see if I can find the biggest name, and Bryce Yockey is kind of it right now.
Like Jason Mercier played today.
I talked to Jason Mercier.
So
I got to tell my Kabrhel story.
But I'm saying he played today. Martin Kabrhel played today and busted.
Yep.
Phil Hellmuth played today. Daniel Negreanu played today. Michael Mizrachi played today. Vanessa Selbst played today. No. Sheena Okagoto played yesterday, so she'll play on Monday. Yeah. I mean, I feel like the star power on day 1 ABC was better than the star power on day 1D.
But also, we didn't see much of day 1D. There was so many tables in Paris, we didn't really get over there. So, you know, it's
true.
It's
Very
we saw
true.
what was here, and it wasn't great. But
Well, if it ain't here, it don't matter.
okay,
That's just how it is, man. You got to satellite your way into Horseshoe.
But,
You got to
I mean,
you got to last. You got to last long
you gotta
enough.
ladder
You got to
into
ladder,
Horseshoe.
and you got to last long enough to get your ass over here in Horseshoe. Maybe you get the luck of the draw, and you're
Josh
just here.
Aryeh, Anthony Zeno,
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously going to be names. I'm just saying, like
Philip Black. They have Philip Black.
Philip Black. Phil Lock would be a good one. Is Jen Tilly playing?
I don't think she did, but she could be definitely a day 2 kind of.
Max Late.
Yeah.
Max Late.
Oh, look at
JT?
this, Eric Blair with some chips.
Oh, Eric Blair.
Get some
He's
PGT
gonna
points.
finally do something. Has he
Yeah.
cashed it all this summer? I feel like he's
Not in PGT points.
Yeah.
PGT events.
All right. Community cards.
All right, I want
Let's
to tell
go.
a quick example. So I saw Jason Mercier. He looked bored out of his mind, and I'm like, "Are you going okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm just." I'm like,
He has
is
a
it-
lot of chips.
He did. I was like, "Is it because it's not limit hold'em? Is it because it's?" He goes, "It's everything. It's not limit hold'em. It's 9-handed." I said, "Why don't you just register on day 2?" He's like, "I don't know, man. I came late last night. I thought maybe I can accumulate some chips. It kind of worked. But yeah, I'm kind of over it." Martin Kabrhel, got an email from our president this morning saying that Martin Kabrhel had called him and said, "We do not allow to put him on the feature table." So I walked over to Martin Kabrhel.
What do you mean allowed to?
He was not feeling well. He said, "I'm not feeling well. I don't want to be on the feature table." We were like, "Okay, whatever. We'll find something better." I walked over there. He was very lively, very energetic, kind of funny. I was like, "That's interesting."
Bro, he was on the rail for Shaun Deeb.
Oh, yeah. We chatted a little bit. Came back. We picked the Negreanu table. We picked the helmet table. I told our buyer writer Keegan, I was like, "Let's play a prank on Martin Kabrhel." We did the Negreanu table. Then we said, let's walk to Martin's table and we'll stand near the table until he understands what we're doing. Within his eyesight, he plays a hand. He folds. He goes, "Timmy boy, can I talk to you, please? Timmy boy, come here." I'm
Timmy
like,
boy.
he goes, "Timmy boy." I go, "Yes, sir. What would you like?" He goes, now when he was all in it, now he does this. he does it. He holds his back and he gets up slowly. He goes, "You're not going to put me on the feature table, are you? I'm not feeling very well." I'm like, "I haven't really decided yet, man, but we can. We might." He goes, No, Timmy boy. I can't go up there. I can't go up there. I go, "Why?" He goes, "I'm not feeling well. Please, don't do this. Don't do this." He's like groveling to me. I'm still holding the clipboards. And I said, "I can't promise that you're not going up at one point, but right now you're not." And then we went to Phil home with, so that was my Martin Kabrhel Show. But let's go community cards really quickly. 33 hats are left. If you still want one, come get one from us. You know the magic word. It's family pot. Come get one. 33 are left, sitting right here. We met Brian Brennicky today. He's playing next to Adam Hendricks. I was talking to Adam Hendricks, and Brian reached, like, leaning his head, "Family pot?" I'm like, "No, I got you." Gave him one. Unfortunately, Brian busted from the main event, so that's not good. I did put a bounty on Adam Hendricks' head at the table. He survived, so we're going to have to get a new bounty. Matt from Hawaii was actually on the rail near you. We gave him a hat. We had a little chat. Gave a hat out to one of Jeff's posse, we'll call it. I asked if it was
Jeff Platt?
No, Jeffrey Tony, who finished.
Oh.
I gave it, and I said, "Are you Mrs. Jeff from Green Bay?" And she's like, "Definitely not. Just friends with Jeff." Okay, that's fine. So I gave her a hat. But yeah, like I said, 33 more hats are left. What do you got? 9 days, something like that. And really quickly for producer Rich, duck up. Forgot to change our little ticker here of how many days we've been here. It was stuck on 38 for a few. I've updated to 41, but producer Rich, you can put a duck up here. My bad.
Don't you owe Jeff Platt a duck up?
No.
I think you did.
No. Because we said Adrian Mateos was out. He's not. Well, he might be now, but he wasn't at the time. But I was just going off Poker News.
Yeah,
so
but that's still a duck up.
It's really a Poker News slip up.
Yeah, but it's on you at the end of the day, man.
I have to claim it. I have to. Really?
No, it's not that you have to claim it. You can assign the blame elsewhere, but it's still a duck up.
Okay, I'll put it here, right there. Duck up. Adrian Mateos.
And apologize to Jeff Platt.
Okay, well, let's not take it that far.
I mean,
I want to say, did Mateos bag today?
I don't know. I saw him in the hallway at one point, but that's it.
That doesn't really help.
I know that doesn't help.
Well, Poker News says that he bagged 94,500.
Maybe he did.
So maybe just putting that in Poker News. Chip Counts is sponsored by GTO Wizard. The blame is there. GTO Wizard and Poker News.
You don't blame the sponsor. Okay, you never blame the sponsor.
I'm blaming not me. I'm deflecting
you never blame the sponsor.
All the blame of Adrian Mateos surviving off me.
All right. Is that it? Is that all we got?
I gotta get some sleep if I really want to jump in the big dance tomorrow.
So Monday, July 7th, same time and planning for the streaming. Stream will start at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. We'll take it through all the way to the end. There will be 2 streams. There's a dinner break, so but gonna go through all the way to the end. Should be another big old fun day of poker. We've had some absolute banger hands on the live stream so far.
Anyone good on commentary tomorrow?
Huh?
Anyone good on commentary tomorrow?
I don't know who's on. Am I on?
Yeah, that was my
Am I on?
That was my alley-oop.
I don't know if I'm on because like they're in these chats talking about like other people, so I have no idea what's going on.
I'm reading it as you, Remco and Tristan.
Yeah, I thought I was on. I thought I was on.
Okay, you should be prepared.
Shout out Tristan. He is out of the main event, but got his queens cracked by 8s. An absurd pot. But yeah. So, I mean, I hope I'm on. I love doing it. So, yeah. We'll see how it goes, I guess. All right. That's going to do it for us. He's Tim Duckworth. I'm Donnie Peters, and we will talk to you guys on the next episode.
See you.